exciting times on the potato patch. You can always tell when potatoes are ready because they start to come into flower. Those little blooms, really beautiful, aren't they? You see them, it means you can get in under the roots and dig them up. If you've done this before, you'll know. But if you haven't, this is just one of the great pleasures of gardening. Get your fork in right under the plant, grab hold of the tops and then just lever them back. You never know what you're going to get. But look at that, white gold. And you see these potatoes, right? I'll just get them up so you can see properly. Look how clean they are. Brilliant condition. And that's because these were planted straight into this stuff. The old leaf mould. Now this went in, it's got to be in November before last. So this is now 18 months old. Because the leaves are clean, the potatoes come up almost cooking ready, aren't they? Not a mark on the skins. The leaf mould's quite acidic, so that stops any of the scab, those little marks or flecks you get on the skins. I mean, prize winners, aren't they? Once you've dug up your potato, always go over the ground because you always find a couple more bits of buried treasure. You don't want to leave any in unless you can help it because they'll regrow next year. And I might want another crop here. But you can see, you get a fair old amount. Look at that, lovely. Now here's a trick you might not know. When you dig up potatoes, you often get left with a few little tiddlers still on the roots. And if I snap off the top of that plant, just shorten it so it's not under any drought stress, then come over here, mind your feet, dob these tops, or haulms as they're called, back into my leaf mould or back into the soil. That potato and any other tiddlers on the roots will swell and I'll get a second crop of new potatoes. Isn't that the best? Look at that one, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on there. Break the top off. Chuck him back in the ground. And I've got double bubble. Look at that. Right, I'm going to just rebury these potatoes just out of sight so they keep their skins nice and soft, because when you're planting potatoes you need something else. You obviously need mint, and I've got loads of that planted over here. I also want to show you what else we've planted in amongst the spuds. This is a first fixed crop. When these are finished, I'm going to put in pumpkins, courgettes. Got a couple on the go already. They'll love the leaf mould as well. And then I got this, the old coriander. Now these were grown in the polytunnel. Not growing them for the leaves, but growing them for the seed. The seeds on these things are just delicious. Really spicy. So we'll collect the seed up off those at another time. Well, the old place is coming on, it's kind of growing in. Lots of colour, flowers as promised. And inside the plot, let me just get over the rabbit fencing, plenty of colour. I mean, this is how I like it. Food for the eye. Not just the plate. It's got to look good, hasn't it? Some of the plants you recognise. Mangetout. The secret of these, just the same as the potatoes, is when they're running up to crop, you've got to keep them really hydrated, lots of water. Exactly the same with the spuds. You want a large crop of spuds, they've got to be a bit on the dry side when it's colder, but when the plants are coming up and rushing, plenty of H2O, that swells the tubers. Right? If they're dry when they come up to harvest, you hardly get any. Same with peas. Have a look at this. I think the best green manure you can grow, particularly for meanwhile use, bits of ground you're just waiting to fill, is this stuff. It's called Phacelia, and you can see it's just loved by the bees. Not only that, the flowers, they smell like Bakewell tart, really have a lovely sweet cherry aroma to them. And the reason I like them is they're big, they cover the ground, they hold the nutrients while you're waiting to plant something else. But if you want to get rid of them, they're so easy to pull up. Just get rid of the whole lot straight on the compost heap, your ground's clear. Got some Welsh onions going on there, broad beans. Been picking a lot of these. Now, I like them best. I know some people think this is sacrilege, but I like them when they're small, like that. And you can eat skins on them as well. Really lovely. And that's despite the fact that all the beans inside them, they come with this lovely quilt to keep the beans cosy. Isn't that lovely? And small beans, hearty, delicious. When they're larger, fabulous with bacon, bit of ketchup, you can't go wrong. Oh, onions. Do you remember me planting these? Maybe you don't. I might have put the video up. They're what's known as a Japanese onion. Very important to have straight rows with onions. Always put a cane down and plant the sets, the little bulbs, along a cane. That's because you don't want anything random about onions, because they don't like being weeded amongst. So you put them in with enough space between your onions so that they can swell to onion size. That means they don't get any weeds between. And then you just leave a small gap that you can get your hand in. You don't want to hoe them, because if you catch the swelling bulbs with a hoe of the roots, they soon bolt, i.e. run to flower, and they don't produce big onions that will keep for any length of time. Now these have got a bit of growing left in them, and I can tell because the stems are nice and firm. As soon as this gets soft and the leaves will over, that's when you harvest them. Dry them off and they'll keep and hold. But yeah, dead easy crop. If you like a ornamental plot and you want a self-sower, this stuff is fantastic. Red or ash. Just comes up of its own accord. It's a self-sowing salad crop actually. Lovely sparkly leaves, just a couple of them added into a salad because they're such a different colour. They really make the plate. Wonderful. Like I say, it grows itself, even in sunny situations where perhaps lettuce it's just too dry for. And because they spread and they grow in amongst everything else, you could see you get this lovely tapestry effect with the purple foliage in amongst the green, with the Californian poppies. I think that looks really well, really good. And do you remember me mint planted underneath the base of the grapevines? The thinking here was there's loads of weeds, and there still is, right? There's runners and riders, there's the odd thistle in there, but I don't want to use any chemical sprays to get rid of them. So I'm just pulling up the odd weed when they come up and leaving any seedlings I like, obviously the calendulas to do their thing, and the mint. And the mint, because it's full of essential oils, they suppress the other weeds. They're useful because I obviously grab a few of the soft tops to go in with my spuds. Now, in the past we used to strim and mow, but if you use a strimmer near your grapevines, there's half a chance you'll catch the stems and then ruin your crop. So yeah, another winner.